Hey guys, today I'm bringing you a gameplay on Battlefield 4. The map is called Mud Railway, and it's a 39-4 gameplay. So basically what I want to talk about in this video is, are video games becoming stale? Is the, video game industry becoming very stagnant? Because personally I feel that the PS4 and, say, the Xbox One, I'm not really too sure on the Xbox One again, I'm a PS4 gamer. I do find that there is not a lot of games out, such as stuff like from, say, the PS3 era and the PS2 games. There's not a lot of games as in first-person shooters, but story-driven games, such as, Fear 3, Fear 2, a game called Singularity, or Dark Void. There's games like that they weren't AAA titles by any means necessary, but they were good budget games. You can go and pick them up for about $5 each in the UK now, probably cheaper in America as well. But I do feel that we haven't had those sort of games on the PS4. There's not kind of been like the home front sort of thing where it was a good story, but it did have the online player functions as well. But personally, I do miss that kind of thing on the PS4. It's having, say, Call of Duty and Battlefield 4 and stuff like that. Yeah, it does constitute as what I'm talking about. First-person shooters with a story-driven part. But it doesn't feel the same somehow, because I think in my mind I know that they're supposed to be kind of multiplayer only games, competitive kind of thing. But in all fairness, I do miss kind of just buying a game, having a place with a story, not really doing much else of it. But I do miss it. I mean, having Call of Duty every year and Battlefield every year, it's a great experience and they're fun for the the time you put into them and play them. But personally, I just think it's getting a bit silly every year. I mean, again, I've spoken to people who play FIFA and have said, FIFA, I think it was 12 that they mentioned was like the best one, but now you've got 16, and next year you'll have 17 or 18 or 20 or whatever the next one is. But I just feel it's a bit silly nowadays. We're not getting the kind of budget games anymore. We're missing out on a lot of horror story mode games, if that makes sense. Yes, I know we have Resident Evil, but again, that was a remaster. And I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I mean, I never played it on PS1. I was too young, obviously. But it's a fun game, don't get me wrong. Need to still finish it. But it's not the same as having, for instance, a Fear 3 game, or a game which I do highly recommend playing if you've got an Xbox 360 or a PC or PS3. I recommend Singularity. It was kind of more of a budget buy. I didn't really know what I was going into when I played it, and I've got to admit, it was really fun. I would recommend it to everyone, just because it's so cheap and it's well worth it. I mean, if you're achievements or trophy hunters, you can play through the game and get about 40-50% on it, and you'll have fun, and it's exciting and exhilarating. It's a bit different, to be honest with you. It's better than playing constant Call of Duty or Battlefield or FIFA, for example. So yeah, I just basically wanted to make this little video about that. I do personally think it's very stagnant, the video game industry at the minute. I don't feel it's pushing forward, shall we say. I feel it's kind of moving backwards. We're going back into kind of like early PS3, where it was Call of Duty was the best thing and Battlefield was another great thing, and then you had, for example, FIFA and PES, if PES is a game that people like. Again, not too sure, don't really play football games or sports games at all, really. But I've heard a lot from people, and they're saying the same sort of thing. Again, my good friend Callum, he's basically said to me, he feels that the gaming industry is going a bit backwards. I mean, he's studying game design and whatnot. So again, another guy I know, he's studying at university doing game design, and he's more of an indie gamer, and he finds the indie games a hell of a lot of fun. Personally, for myself, I'm not saying I dislike indie games, but for me, it's just not for me, really. So yeah, basically, guys, what do you think about this? Is the video game industry becoming really stale and stagnant, or is it just me being stupid? I'd love to know what you guys think about this, in all honesty, because again, feedback's awesome, and I'd like to hear what your opinion is, really, because again, this is all my opinion. Not everyone's going to agree with me. People are going to be like, oh, you're Mattnerd, you're completely stupid, and this sort of thing. But at the end of the day, it's my opinion. If I think video games are becoming stale, it's up to me. I think they're becoming stale. Again, everyone's not going to agree with me. Personally, you listening right now could have a complete different idea to what I have. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys, and I will catch you in the next one.